All right.
That was actually pretty darn synchronized.
Just once for good measure. All right. All right. You ready for podcast episode 2?
Yeah.
Do we have a name for this one?
Yeah. I think it's a really good practice to start with announcements.
Announcements?
Yeah, I got a few announcements.
Yeah, you said that earlier. Why don't you go ahead?
So this is officially the Too Many Words podcast.
Okay.
A Scaldstone production.
I'll admit that's kind of news to me because you were still kind of iffy about it on some points. So
I mean, I made full blown logo. I think what was really just getting to me was, I was giving you like more concrete names with like animals and stuff. I think I get behind things once, as an artist, I can visualize what the branding will look like.
Okay.
If it looks good, I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
So starting with announcements, for the sake of 2 people that I know will be listening, I told my Nana and my father that my sister Ken will be joining us this episode, but through unfortunate circumstances, breakups can be depressing. We've all gone through breakups, and so she decided to dip out for this episode, but she will be in a future episode. With that said, I'm going to straight out the gate say it's my father's birthday on this day, August 30th, 2022 at 9:46 p.m. We're recording.
Happy birthday, Isaac's dad.
Yeah. His present was supposed to be a conversation between Ken and I, but he'll get that one day. And Ken, if you're hearing this, don't let that get you down. Okay, you need to do what you got to do. And she's definitely a weekly listener. Other announcements. I've officially installed podcast features on thescaldstone.com. That is the thing that is most advertising this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's a good website. Check it out.
If you're interested in my practices as a writer, I got some stuff on there. If you want just an easy way to access the YouTube and Spotify versions of this podcast, it's definitely on there. I say again, thescaldstone.com. Okay, everything you need there. Okay. Last announcement, kind of a pseudo announcement, kind of not really an announcement at all. A shop is in the works. Not merchandising anything yet, but
definitely in the future.
If it works out, guys, I think the fastest route between YouTube and Spotify is going to be the guy that gets us money a little bit faster. So if you listen on Spotify, thank you. But also, I'm going to try to release a shop through Instagram. I'll advertise it once it comes to fruition.
We should make like an Instagram account.
Yeah, because I tried to do... See, I tried to open a shop on Squarespace, but that is very tedious, especially when it comes to shipping. And I'm going to see how the Instagram setting is like. But December or January, that should come out. It's not really going to be anything that's representing what we are as a brand. It's, I'm a college kid. I got loans. My hours at work are minimized because I'm a college kid. As a great song once said, it's hard out here for a pimp, So, yeah, it's going to have comic books, jerseys, hats, clothes, among a lot of other obscure things that I've...
A really good idea, I think, would be a notebook or a journal that says too many words on it.
A journal that says too many words on it?
I think that'd be really cool.
You think that'd be a merch line, or do you think...
Yeah, merch line, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, but for now, just buy my crap when I ask you to, please. At least give it a good look once it comes to fruition. But definitely in the works. One last announcement, because it's kind of just an excuse. As I did say, my writing works are on the website, but I haven't touched chapter 2 of my book in about a week now.
That was going to be my next question, is how is chapter 2 coming?
I actually got the chance to format it today because I actually had a lot of spare time throughout my school day.
Nice.
So I did get to format it because I can't do that when I'm typing it up on my phone.
Yeah.
But I did get to it today, but I didn't really add any story.
When do you think we can expect chapter 2?
Expect chapter 2? That's really what I'm getting at. Since I'm going to school, and since I'm really going to prioritize my homework, I can't really promise anything. But here's
just give us like a rough timeline, like a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever.
Chapter 2 will be done before 2023. How about that?
I mean, okay, that's 4 months. Yeah.
I think the best chance I got is next school break, which I think is Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Like for the earliest chance.
You're selling yourself a little short there, but
I mean, I can probably add a little bit here and there because I do on my work breaks, but to compromise and to keep accurate, up to date works of mine. After I put up writing works as a homework assignment, after it's graded, because they check online to see if I stole, and then they're going to claim self-plagiarism. After it's graded, I'll then put it on the website. I'll probably add like a page that is titled "School Writing Works," and I will put a disclaimer on whether or not I tried as hard or maybe even harder. If it's an assignment that's not really based on my writing techniques, I'm definitely not trying as hard. If it's an English class assignment, I'll definitely try the best I can because I'm just trying to impress the writing English teacher.
Yeah. Today
I actually wrote about social media. She wanted to see how I am as a writer. Not gonna lie, I probably could have done a little bit better, but I'm like, 5 paragraphs, bro. 5 paragraphs? I can write 5 paragraphs with my eyes closed, with no hands.
I mean, it really depends about the wait a second.
Shut up.
It really depends on the topic for me. I've actually found it very difficult to write about things sometimes.
Yeah. See,
there's a few times where I get like really into the rhythm and I could just go and ramble, but like most of the time it's very difficult for me.
See, that's what I thought about my own self in high school, but I then soon realized after high school that I was actually a really good writer, but I hated writing, except for the times I found a topic that I was passionate about, which is why I had a sports blog a couple years ago, which is why I have a website where I basically write about whatever I want. Cause why? Why? I have no boss.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, this website is me and me only, and unfortunately, it's gonna be like that for a while. Cause I ain't paying nobody yet.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah. But, see, it's not going to be a graded thing when I wrote about social media for an English paper. Sup, dogs? Anyways.
You can move your legs so many can get through. There you go.
The options were, does social media help or hurt physical communication, relationships? And I actually did not pick either side. I actually gave a 5-paragraph explanation about how it's not mutually exclusive. Because say you're like me, right? Social media is such a tool right now that, it's not the idea of getting famous. It's the idea of the right eyes and ears to hear, wait, this kid did what? This kid has a what kind of podcast? This kid came out with what kind of story? You know? And that's why social media is great when it comes to acquiring physical relationships. But from then on, social media could hinder, because it quickly goes from hearing good things to you're up to the test and it's a one-on-one, you know? It's like, hey, you gotta talk to this guy that can guarantee you a career every single day now. And if something's misinterpreted, yeah, social media, text messages, Facebook stories, you know, a lot of things on the internet has caused a divide, and sometimes it surfaces into real life, and sometimes people lose jobs. But I think everything can be fixed with some clear-cut communication if it's two different healthy individuals wanting to work something out. Which is why, yes, it's helpful and hurtful what social media can do for you. And I basically just put that into 5 paragraphs. Mm-hmm. I actually struggled because I wanted to type more. But I didn't pick the other subject because I wrote 6 freaking pages of the other question.
What was that?
Should the age for alcohol consumption be lowered for Americans today?
No.
I would have gone on such a rant. But at the same time, I am torn in my head about that too.
I'm not. I don't.
Because a part of me...
I think it's actually at a pretty solid age right now.
A part of me thinks that if it's at any younger, some developmental stuff would get really tarnished. Like if you started drinking at like 15, I'm pretty sure if you started being an abuser of such, mm-hmm. I feel like, I don't know.
I kind of feel like a lot of it, though, might be the thrill of, doing something that you're not supposed
That's
to
exactly it, which is why I was torn on it. Because if you do make the legal age like 15, is it really special? Is it really a big deal? Especially by the time you're 21.
Look at like France and a lot of European countries.
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly my point. Like
Cheesy. They don't have problems like we do.
I met him when he was like 19, and I'm like, hey man, what you doing on Xbox? Oh, I'm drinking. Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's fun. Well, I guess the Brits they tend to drink a lot actually.
Yeah.
And so do the Irish, but that's the stereotype, whatever.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. But a part of me just was like, if we set the legal age drinking limit to like mid-teens, it's basically natural selection at that point. Because you could either throw your life away and be a victim of alcohol addiction at the freaking freshman age, and maybe you'll learn from it, maybe you don't, but like a lot of things go AWOL real soon, especially in a teenager's hands.
Oh yeah, this mic stand's heavier than shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I think when it does come to underage drinking in general, if you have responsible parents that allow you to, and they're good role models with alcohol,
yeah,
they respect alcohol.
My parents almost didn't drink at all when I was younger. Like my grandfather, he'd be drinking a beer almost all the time, but like he wouldn't drink it excessively. And to get drunk, he'd just be drinking a beer. That's just how how it worked.
Yeah.
But none of my grandparents or parents would drink excessively like that, and they were all very okay with it. I think a lot of them just didn't get fun from it or anything. Kind of like how I do. I don't enjoy being drunk. I hate being drunk. Actually, it's very. I don't like not being in control of my own body. And that terrifies me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think off of that explanation, I think you had a very healthy exposure to what alcohol is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's a very good medium, and I think if you want to raise a kid that is very responsible with alcohol, you're going to have a medium. I don't think the extreme of either side is a good idea. You know, we all know that traditional raised, Christian son or Christian daughter that never even seen someone get drunk. And then once they're of age or even close to the age, a lot of things can get AWOL because they weren't allowed to do it for so long.
I've always found that to be a really interesting concept, though, because, like, there's nothing in the Bible against alcohol or drinking. My phone alarm is going off.
Birth control. That's your birth control. It's 10 o'clock.
No, it's...
Take your birth control.
Time for bed.
Time for bed. Not for Tuesdays. We record on Tuesdays, baby girl.
I start going to bed at 10 every night. Guess what I didn't do?
What am I going to do in the 13 seconds that you're gone?
Touch yourself.
My Nana listens to this.
Yeah, we already established that.
But anyways, a good pit stop. Go check out the scaldstone.com. Oh, scaldstone.com?
Within 20 minutes.
Yeah. And I'm also going to say, hey, we're in a different area than the first episode. People watching on YouTube would know that.
This is true, we are.
Yeah. Shout out to our page on YouTube.
On the microphone.
Never do that again.
Why?
I saw how big those sound waves were.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of shit. I'm definitely going to have to, like, lower that in editing.
Or don't edit it so people don't think we're crazy when we're just now talking about how loud that was.
I mean, that was like the
maybe don't blow a car speaker.
I've done it, but
Oh no. Anyways, Jordan,
what
did you do this week? Any news?
Finally, you're talking to me. Like, you just talked. Honestly, you talked for 17 and a half minutes straight.
What are you talking about? You talked about your family's drinking.
You about a few things, and I guess that was probably about a minute. So you probably let's just say like 15.
I don't think we should account announcements.
I don't know. You were talking for a long time. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fun. Jordan has had a very uneventful week. I've worked like every single day since our last recording. I worked in my original department, like I mentioned last time. That was fun. Thinking I might apply for the manager of that position or that department, but we'll see. I'm not
of Delhi.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't expect to get it. I just kind of want to do it just to do it.
Hey man, Wayne Gretzky misses 100% of the shots that you don't take.
I applied for my first. It's not technically a credit card, but it is credit. It's a PayPal credit. I applied for that, and they approved me, and I got that. My credit score dropped 6 points because of that, because it took a hard inquiry. But that's kind of just how credits works. So, but if I pay it off on time and everything, and my credit score will jump up a whole bunch. I mean, yeah. But I did that because I made a purchase. I made a very specific purchase.
Ooh. Adam and Eve's?
How do you know about that?
Romantics?
No, I bought an Oculus Quest 2, which is a VR headset.
Yeah.
Okay. It's here.
I'm not stupid.
It's in my room right now, actually. That's what Simon opened up.
Oh, yeah, I would have been mad about that.
That's why I'm pretty mad. So, I mean, if they come in here before we get done with our podcast, get ready for me to be a little upset about it.
Dude, that's like buying yourself McDonald's and, like, your sibling asks for the first bite.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
I'm pretty upset about that. It was supposed to be a surprise, too. I wanted to be like, all right, guys, I bought an Oculus, and because Jeezy's played with Dakotas a little bit, and he really enjoyed it, and I wanted him, to enjoy this one too, and have everyone have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
Technically, this is my second VR headset. I have a VR headset for your mobile phone too, but VR games on mobile always cost money, so I guess so do the ones for the Quest 2.
VR on mobile.
Yeah, it's actually quite easy.
That sounds so weird. Oh yeah, like you just clip the phone to the thing?
So it's got like a little magnetic latch. You just slide the phone into this latch, and it has to be a VR compatible, like video program, whatever. But there will be a line in the middle of the video because it'll have two things for the video, and there'll be a line in the middle, and you have to line that line up with the line on the actual VR headset, and it actually works really well. It has built-in lens adjusters. It's kind of neat. I've played around with it quite a bit. It's just I haven't really bothered with it because VR mobile is not it's the same as any VR, to be honest with you, but it's not. You can't play good games on there.
Mm-hmm. See, my only exposure with mobile VR was when a relative bought some really cheap VR goggles that would do that.
The Google Cardboard.
Not great.
Are you familiar with Google Cardboard?
I mean, it probably sounds like what it is.
Yep, it's a cardboard VR headset for your phone.
Oh, wonderful.
It was actually very fun. They cost $5, but it worked great. And they also made R2-D2 versions for some reason. I don't know why.
See, mine was plastic.
My mobile one's plastic too. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive.
I mean, I think it's just got everything to do with just dimensioning.
Yeah.
Properly.
It's got built-in headphones too.
Hmm.
They're solid. I mean, they're not good, but they're not bad. Basic, in-ear headphones. But other than that, I'm trying to think. We bought a fucking bunch of milk.
That was before the first episode.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was after.
Yeah. But since we brought it up, go down the list of these. Oh, this is Shadow Milk Company. That's not shadow as in your shadow. It's SHATTO. I don't know why I'm shouting them out, but people should know about this stuff. List off the freaking flavors, baby girl.
All right, let's go from least crazy to crazy, right?
Mm-hmm,
so you got white milk. You got the regular 2% whole and skim. All right? Then you got chocolate milk. Pretty basic still. You got strawberry milk. You got orange cream milk. And you've also got banana milk.
That's my favorite.
That one was really good. But after that, you've also got cotton candy flavored milk.
Did you skip cookies and cream?
I did skip cookies.
That's a darn good one.
Cookies and cream. Yeah, that was a really good one. That's one that Jeezy bought. That should have been before banana, honestly.
That's all right.
But at the very end, they've got root beer flavored milk.
Yeah, that really did just taste like a melted float.
Yeah, it tasted great until I had a bad experience with a bottle that I bought that was 5 days past its date.
Heck yeah.
That was not very good. I had a bowl of cereal with it. I was like, this doesn't taste right.
Yeah.
And I continued to eat it.
Well, that's because you made the unfortunate decision of throwing it in cereal, so of course it's not an obvious tell.
Yeah, you're right. Jeezy, so Jeezy's was a lot worse off than mine.
Really?
When we poured it down the drain. But he hadn't touched it since we bought it, which was actually 3 days past its date. Because it was the 25th when I had my bowl of cereal.
Mm-hmm.
And it was out of date on the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
But we bought it on the 23rd. But when Jeezy bought his, he opened it and just started chugging a bit of it.
Oh.
He told me it didn't quite taste right, but we kind of thought it was just because of that sour soda, the Warhead soda.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really think anything of it. Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah. Dude, so much happened to me over the last week. I've had 2 school days since the first episode.
Yeah?
Yeah. Tuesdays are going to kick my ass.
Why?
because I woke up at 6 this morning.
Went to work.
Should have woke up at 5 because I had an alarm at 5 and I wanted to get in some overtime. But, stuff happens. But I'm rarely ever late because I prepare myself for overtime, and sometimes I sleep in and I have to go in on regular time. So, there's that. So, woke up at 6, clocked into work at 7:30, clocked out of work at 11, went home, got ready for school, grabbed my things, drove 30 minutes to school. No, 20 minutes to school. Yeah, 20 minutes to school. And 12:50 is the start of my English class, and I was there for like 7 minutes, not even, because dude, college is so different. My teacher said the F-bomb.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it wasn't even towards us out of anger or anything. She was just complaining about how things were going because her kid, her 9th grader, was throwing up at home. So she came in, told us what we need to do this week, and then left. Which is why I had plenty of free time this school day.
She was just like, "All right, bitches, do this. I'm outie. Bye."
That's literally what... Dude, college is so cool. Dude, it never felt like this when I tried it the first time 3 years ago. But college is so cool. And that, literally... right after my second class, I got that homework done because I'm really on my ass about getting homework done as soon as possible, which is why I'm upset that I can't do all my psych homework until I buy the book, and I can't do that until at least Friday because I'm broke.
Why can't you do the psych homework if you have the book physically?
Because it's through a program called Wiley.
Oh, that's right. You were mentioning about this program.
Yeah. It's crap. It's capitalism.
That's stupid.
But the teachers are very understanding. They're like, "Hey man, if you can get this used somewhere for maybe even free or just cheap, go for it." That's what I really like about community college teachers, really. But let's talk about my freaking psych class a little bit more.
Okay.
Dude, there is 25 people in this class.
Okay.
It's also technically night school.
Okay. Why?
Because it's 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh yeah, that's night school.
Yeah.
Those are
the length does not sound sexy, but I'm actually very interested in psych. I think everybody's a little bit interested in psychology. It's really neat. But I'm not here to talk about what I learned today. I'm here to talk about... There's 25 of us. I am one of 5 boys.
Really?
There was... Dude, I was one of the first 5 that came in. I was the only boy when I first walked in, and it was just girl after girl after girl after girl after girl. And then, we went down the line. Dude, I am one of 2 creative majors in that class. One person wants to do music, and I want to screenwrite. Everybody else is in dental or law or nursing,
good one.
and just social working. Social working actually does sound pretty cool. But yeah, at least 10 of them had Hannah archetypes. That's my girlfriend, by the way. She's a really big nerd.
Were any of the girls cute?
Hannah won't listen to this.
They'd like a big
dude,
girl like me.
Let's talk about something. In my psych class, there's about 10 supermodels in that class.
That's fantastic.
It's very beautiful. And wouldn't I be so lucky? I made the most friends in that class.
That's great.
Seriously, people came up to me. People don't do that to me. Walk up to me and say hi. But yeah, she's like, "Hey, I noticed your arm said sink." I'm like, "Oh yeah." For those who don't know my
I mean, you can stand up and show
my
it off
body
to the
tats,
camera.
I guess people on YouTube can get this benefit. One arm says sink, the other arm says swim, and that's really all the explanation that you need if you've never been under a rock. Real downside to this tattoo, people only ever see one of the arms. Which is very understandable.
Hello, Piper. But
it's a great conversation starter. Like, hey, why you got a kitchen appliance tattooed on your arm? You know, but there's that. I think things are going to go really awesome in psych. People are very friendly. And it was the only class where people voluntarily sat next to me.
That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we're recording a podcast.
You know what I think is neat?
What?
Sink is on the same arm as your boat.
Yeah. Hope it don't sink. Anyways, that was really cringy. But let's see. Oh yeah, explanation about what I mean in Hannah archetype. Hannah is really into law, and she's doing a current criminal justice major right now. Despite her not exactly wanting that as her major.
I thought she was taking a break from school.
No, actually she took summer classes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she probably contemplated it. But, yeah. Dude, can we talk about the epidemic that is, white girls that are very interested in the stories of serial killers?
That's everyone right now. Serial killers are trending.
I mean, I myself am interested in serial killers, but like, it's not very often where a dude comes up to me and be like, "Hey man, what you know about Jeffrey Dahmer?"
Hey man.
It's like Hannah at least once a month. She's like, "Do you know about this guy? Do you know about this guy? This guy shoved socks up people's anuses so they wouldn't bleed out of them, so he wouldn't get his car dirty." And that's about as graphic as this episode will get, I promise. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like that serial killer weird shit. Okay, it's weird.
Oh, dude, I'm all over it. I love the creepy stuff.
I don't like the creepy stuff.
If you like the creepy stuff, you guys will like what I write about, at least creatively. That won't be just what I write about, but, you know, this website was born months ago.
I do really want to see you follow through with this book.
Yeah?
Because honestly, I think it'll give you a lot of, like...
it wasn't even supposed to be a book.
I think it'll give you a lot of footholding as a screenwriter.
You think so?
They'll be like, this dude wrote a book? Oh, yeah. Let's hire him. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, because, like, the greatest storyteller of all time, Stephen King, there's a lot of movies based off of his stories, but, like, I don't think he really ever got in studio.
That's because I don't think he's a screenwriter.
Yeah, maybe that was his choice, though.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he didn't want to do that.
That's my guess. A lot of people just like, I mean, his books were like super duper popular. So like, what's the most logical like next step? Make a fucking movie out of it.
Fun fact: Stephen King hated The Shining.
Really?
Yeah. And what's funny is that he's the only dude who hates The Shining.
I watched it. That one was.
It's very understandable from
Did you watch
his
the sequel?
perspective. There's a Shining 2?
Yeah, it's called Dr. Sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty new still.
Yeah, it's got Ewan McGregor in it. That movie, very good.
I should add it to my list. I always intended on watching that.
That one's fantastic.
I think that's the reason why I went and saw the first one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so from Stephen King's perspective, it's kind of understandable when you write a book, and apparently there is a lot about the movie that is not accurate to the book. And I can understand why someone would be angry about that, but...
Look at the Percy Jackson movies.
You know, I can't agree with you on that. I have read a Percy Jackson book.
I read every single book.
I read the first one, just that.
And the movies... The first movie, Percy Jackson movie, was good.
I think I've only seen the first one.
The first movie was actually really good. The second movie was so god awful they combined like 4 different books.
Oh, really?
And,
That's not okay.
And it was not very well written either. They did it just because they thought they could.
See,
and
get me in on
turns
that
out they couldn't. So yeah, I mean, that's why they're making a new series actually, because those were so poorly received and fans actually wanted to see more live action of it. Mm-hmm. I thought the casting was fantastic. The casting of the movies was actually so great. But you know, same goes for like a lot of the new shows and stuff that's going to be coming out. Like there's a new Avatar: The Last Airbender show coming out on Netflix. People are excited as fuck about that. You know, it's just yeah. She fell over.
Last thing I'll say about classes right now, okay? Until next week when more stuff happens at school. You gotta love a science class. For me as a writer, and half of the homework for week 1 is a writing assignment. Which is really weird because, like, my approach for writing homework has been flipped since high school. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, really? We have to write for an assignment? But, yeah. Subject of the writing assignment is we have to dive into the psychological background of a celebrity that committed suicide.
Really?
Yeah. I immediately knew who I was going to write about. I think it's so obvious that I think other people are going to write about him. Robin Williams.
You know exactly who I would have chose.
What?
You know exactly who I would have chose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Context, Jordan. Yeah, context for who you would have picked if Jordan was in a psych class.
Oh, you want me to say it?
Yes, sir.
I chose Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park. I have a Linkin Park tattoo on my arm. It's my favorite band, and I was very upset about his passing. But another really good one, music related, you could have done is Chris Cornell.
I don't even know who Chris Cornell is.
He's the lead singer of Soundgarden, and
I know that. I at least know the band.
Yeah, and another band that's really popular, but I cannot think of the name right now. But he was a very close friend of Chester's, actually.
Really?
The song "One More Light" that they put out is about Chris Cornell.
Really?
And then, some quote-unquote Linkin Park fans dissed on the song and album so much that, Chester killed himself.
Dang.
So.
That's right. I should know Chris Cornell because, like, those guys were so heavily associated with each other in the news when both of them went out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's change the topic. A little bit lighthearted. I was a hero at the bar.
I can be your hero, baby. How?
So...
bar.
Wait, no. I don't want to say the bar.
Why?
Because I want to talk shit about the guy there.
I'll mute it up.
Okay, thank you.
Just remind me.
Just blur.
Now we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, do it again. I would like the context to be in it, and I would like people to hear me freak out about it, because that sounds...
Yeah, I can do
We're getting too meta right now. So, Hannah and her friend wanted to go bar hopping.
Why?
Crazy thing about Hannah bar hopping, we always just stay at the first bar we go to.
Yes.
And that's the one
You
that...
never go to the bars here. There's a new bar here, actually. Right over by Hy-Vee. I kind of want to go to it.
I mean, I don't really have a reason to check bars out too often.
You've always said that you liked the environment.
I love the environment, but like when I go watch a football game, yeah.
Well, football's
and
back
I've gotten
on,
to know
so...
people at this particular bar that I'm about to talk about because, you know, I hate meeting new people. I don't hate it. It's just hard sometimes. I'm not a very approachable person. But anyways, there's a lot of backstory to this guy that I just don't like at the bar, and for good reason. Let's see. Flashback to 2 years ago when my mom was at the bar all the time, grieving the death of my stepdad. And this guy at the bar was just a little too close with his hands. My mom is kind of one of those drunks where, you know, you could probably cop a feel, and if you do it quick enough or sneak it in the right way, she won't notice. It's very frustrating as her son. She also
gets very, very close when she's drunk, though. So
she does. Yeah.
It makes it very awkward.
But, yeah, this guy did that to my mom, and I, you know, it's I don't have to even explain why that bothers me, you know?
Yeah.
But, later that same night, 2 years ago, my mom loves to dance with her son when she gets drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm not going to dance with you every time you ask, especially at a bar where I barely know anybody. At least I didn't 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But she tells this to this guy that I will now that I will then mention he was involved in earlier this week. Mm-hmm. But she says this to this guy, and I am sorry for the quote that I'm about to spew. Go dance with your fucking mother, goddammit. That's what he said. Oh, man.
And this is the same guy that caught the feel on your mom.
Yeah.
And
2 offenses, 1 night. Right? Yeah. Flash forward to earlier this week.
Okay.
It had been a while since... I mean, I see him every time I go to this bar. Yeah. But it had been a while since he had done anything wrong, at least for me, personally. But in a sense of revenge, you know, Hannah and her friend, they were at the section of the bar where people can stand and wait, especially if the bar's full, in order for new drinks or to pay their tab, and that's exactly what they were doing.
Okay.
Apparently, the guy was in that same line. I don't know why, because there was 3 open seats next to Hannah and her for him to wait at the bar.
Yeah.
But he was right behind him, and I'm going to have trouble explaining this, but he was kind of like hunched over their shoulder, and I guess he was going to try to be goofy with them in some sort of way.
All right.
But it's kind of weird to explain because he wasn't exactly hunched over, but he was arcing his neck as if he was like looking into something. It's hard to explain because he's shorter than my girlfriend. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that.
Yeah.
But I get the courage to be like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" Because like he was literally less than 5 inches away from the back of them, right?
Yeah.
I didn't care what he was up to. I didn't care for his intentions. I don't like him. Stay away from my girl and her friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then he looks up at me. He's like, "Sorry, I was just," and then blah 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 blah, because it was just so loud in that karaoke bar. I wish I knew what he said. Granted, that probably wouldn't have changed my mood on it. But I stayed in his bubble and her bubble until they were ready to leave. And I think that's what you should do at a bar.
Yeah. So you're dominant.
It felt freaking good.
14 minutes.
Until an hour?
Yeah.
Dang! Well, let's see. What do we want to do with the last 14 minutes? Do we want to rip out a story block? Jordan's perspective of the 3 Days Grace concert.
You wanted to be our next solo podcast to be about music.
All I want to say before you tell your side of things, it's going to be short. 3 Days Grace tattooed on my arm, not
Wrong
this arm,
arm.
obviously.
Just show the
if you're
right
watching
arm.
on YouTube.
It's not hard.
3 Days Grace, my favorite band of all time. Been following them since I was in grade school.
You can
Jordan,
read Isaac's side of the story on
thescaldstone.com. Yeah, my perspective. See, I would tell my perspective on here, but I would just be repeating a lot of stuff I already wrote. But
so this started out actually. I'm trying to remember where I heard they were going to be in town. I think it may have been Laser. It may not have been. It may have just been something I'd seen. Hell, it may have just been like, I don't know where in 3 Days Grace is going to tour next. Then I remember, I think that may have been it. I think I remember looking it up and be like, excuse me? And then at that point I was like, this is going to happen. This is happening. I will make this happen, and I will do everything I can to make this happen. I don't care if I have to not eat for a month. This is going to happen. But I went to Isaac's girlfriend, Hannah, and I asked her if she'd be willing to... Well, I asked her if she wanted to come with and be willing to split Isaac's ticket. She said yeah, but I didn't realize she only meant for Isaac's half of the ticket. So I ended up buying 3 Ultimate VIP Pit Explosion tickets, and I only used 2. So I wasted probably about $200-something on dollars.
Doesn't matter, the moment's priceless.
I was gonna get to that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It was worth it. It was worth every goddamn penny. It was such an amazing experience and amazing concert. I had so much fun. I wish I could have gotten to the bar more to get another drink or something like that. Because I would have liked to have another drink.
We were not leaving those spots.
But no, we were in too perfect of spots, and there was just way too many people.
Where was our spots, Jordan?
We were literally right at front of the middle of the stage. Like, we were... If we had 5-foot-long arms, we could have touched the stage.
Mm-hmm. We could have touched them sometimes.
Oh, yeah. But that's actually skipping ahead a little bit. Anyways, I asked Hannah about these tickets, yada yada yada. Time came closer and closer. I was worried about them selling out, which was good because when I actually bought them, there was apparently pretty close to selling out. So
that's weird because there was like only 20 other VIP people.
Well, I mean, so they only have a set number of tickets total, just period. But anyways, I just went ahead and bought them. I was supposed to do a PayPal Pay in 4 plan, that didn't work. They just kind of tried taking it all out of my bank account at once, and the PayPal Pan 4 didn't want to work for some reason. I don't know why. I selected it at checkout. I don't know what happened there. But so yeah, I ended up. Honestly, I ended up spending probably another at least $150 on the 800 something tickets because of overdraft fees. And it was charging every time it would do a $32 overdraft fee every time it would try to take the $800.
I've experienced that. That sucks.
Even if they would forward it back, they would keep the overdraft fee because they're stupid. I don't know. It was very annoying. PayPal ended up just crediting it to me, and I just had to pay it back through the app. That ended up working really well, actually. I got that paid off in like 3 weeks. What was it? So yeah, and then as time got closer and closer, Hannah told me she didn't actually want to go. I was like, well, shit, all right. Then we were going to have another dude come.
John Purdue,
yeah.
As mentioned in episode 1.
Yep. And
we don't need to tell why that didn't work out.
Yeah, that didn't work out. We're just going to go with that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. So we got there. We stood in line for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It was very hot. We met these 2 nice girls. They were really nice girls. One of them's name was Jordan. She was cute. It was funny.
Can I add?
Sure.
We made friends with quite a few people that night. We didn't get their socials. We may never see them again.
Oh yeah, well, we probably won't.
That's a little sad.
Yeah, though, I was actually thinking of the dude. I don't remember his name.
The dude.
Remember what he said?
He said a lot of stuff.
He said he was related to someone we used to work with at Hy-Vee. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want to, do that.
Just tell me afterward.
Yeah. All right.
First name dropper.
I could probably just bleep it out. That's more bleeping that I'll have to do. I don't want to do that.
And the dog.
I'm not going to talk about it. Anyways, so I remembered that we could probably find him through that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm thinking I might.
He would be a lot easier to find.
Yeah. Anyways, they were waiting in line for the VIP as well, for the 3 Days Grace VIP as well. That was pretty cool. We got in there. Pretty cool experience. We kind of hung out by the bar at first before they set up because they were just kind of laying us in to prepare, which was fine because it was hot as shit outside, like I said, and we were all very sweaty. We went in there. We were getting ready. They were prepping for the Q&A band experience.
Yes, sir.
That was amazing. That was so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I asked some pretty good questions. I'm going to take this because I'm going to lean forward. I think I ended up asking the most questions out of anyone there because I asked like 3. I think, yeah, 3.
I asked 3.
You asked? I thought you asked 2.
Go read my review. I asked 3, baby girl.
Okay, then I must have asked 4. So.
What was your 4 questions?
I don't remember.
Then it didn't happen.
Okay.
Mine's in writing.
That's good for
Bitch.
you. I'm proud of you.
I love you. He doesn't love me back. Okay.
We had the Q&A. That was really, really fun. I feel like I may have pissed off.
I feel like we should talk about one question.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes.
Yeah. Just go over one question.
So I asked, with the rumors surrounding Tom DeLonge returning to Blink-182 for a feature on a song or an album or something like that, I asked if there was any chance we'll hear from the original 3 Days Grace singer, Adam Gontier. They were like, well, we've kind of rekindled our relationship. Right now we're focusing on the new album we just put out. But we're open to it in the future if he ever wants to. And I was like, alright, typical answer. Not shutting it down.
It almost sounded like they've been asked that question thousands of times.
Well, see, mine was better. Okay.
I know you had a proper reasoning.
Yeah. I was just like... Yeah.
But hey, you got 5 minutes. You got the whole rest of the concert and merch and photos to talk about.
If you shut up, I can. God,
yeah, go ahead.
What's wrong with you? Anyways, yeah. I asked that, I answered it, and a lot of other questions were asked. You can read Isaac's side of it, where you can probably get a bit more context. That was the end of the Q&A, and then we got a picture with the band. Oh, wait, no, that was before the Q&A.
Indeed, actually. It was.
Yeah, which you still haven't framed yet.
No, it's on our record player.
Yes. So after the Q&A was over, they were like, all right, you can go do whatever the fuck you want. You can buy merch, which is what we did. We bought autographed vinyls.
Signed freaking vinyls. And the best part is my tattoo is one of the album covers. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the framed vinyl in the background right now, and I'm pointing at it.
Yes, sir. I bought a different one. That one is a pretty good one that has a couple of my favorite songs of theirs on it. But, yeah. After that, then it was time for the first opener. 03 something?
It was...
0316?
Nope, it was 0...
I don't have my phone, so...
It was 6 minutes after a certain time. Wait a second. Keep talking, I'll find it.
They were pretty good. Their audio didn't sound quite right. I don't know what it was going on, whether they just didn't tweak it right or whether they just had the cheapest stuff. Because they were the first opener, but they were good. They've had a few really good songs that Laser loves to play. Adrenaline's one of them. That one was really, really good. Then, after they were over, the second opener, which is actually a big name, Wage War, they were phenomenal. A little bit too screamo for my taste, but the backup singer, the secondary singer, oh my gosh, he was amazing.
He was an angel.
He has a fantastic voice. I actually listened to some of their songs again on Spotify, and with the actual production value, and my goodness. He does sound fantastic. And then it was time for 3 Days Grace to come on, and oh my lordy, they opened with their So-Called Life, the first song they released of their new album, and the energy and just the power that was just felt throughout the entire place when they came on. It was... Seriously, it moved a person. It'll move a person. Like, wow.
I can quote Jordan. Literally, during that first song, I hear Jordan say, I think this is the best concert I've ever been to.
Granted, I've only been to a handful. Most of them were Winter Jam, which are also pretty fantastic. I do really like going to Winter Jam. I've also been to a Darius Rucker concert. That was pretty fun. That was several years ago. That was in 2012.
For me, I'm not really into concerts. It's our own podcast. We can go over an hour. Don't worry.
We have a minute and a half.
But I'm very anti-concert. I would have to...
Hello. We're recording a podcast right now.
Oh, hello.
I would have to love the artists for me to want to go to their concert, and that was one of them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, got anything else to say?
When the concert was over, I couldn't hear a damn thing.
Yeah. Also, opener 0936.
936.
Yeah. If you guys want to give 0936 a good listen, good first song to pick. Their most popular one, Adrenaline.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, you can find that locally on a radio station. You've probably heard it if you're from our area.
Yeah.
But yeah. We came away with so much stuff, so many mementos. Barry Stock, lead guitarist, he was throwing out guitar picks like he was freaking Oprah. It was awesome. I came out with 2 guitar picks. You came out with how many?
2.
2 guitar picks.
I keep one in my wallet all the time.
For some reason, they threw a bath towel at me. So I have a black rag, and I have zero way of proving that actually happened. Hey, this is a 3 days grace rag. Yeah, it's just a black rag. But yeah, that was one of the very rare moments in my life where I was like, I could die later tonight.
Be perfectly happy.
I wouldn't hate how my life ended.
Another interesting thing is a few days later after that, I actually met the You Betcha guy from TikTok and Instagram. Isaac didn't really give a fuck, but I did. And I got his autograph on a towel. That was fun. I got a couple pictures with him. That was neat. It was a really awkward conversation because I don't know how to talk to people. But, it was fun to meet him. That week is probably still one of the best weeks of my life. No, it's good. It's good.
So, Jordan, I think that is in conclusion here. Honestly, I love the way this week has officially set up for us, at least for a podcast schedule. Guys, we record Tuesday nights. We both don't work on Wednesday. I do homework for school all day Wednesday. He edits all day Wednesday. Okay? And we're going to have a hot, fresh one for you for the up-to-date listeners on Saturday. All right? Jordan?
What?
I love you.
I love you too.
Good.
We gotta do our closer though.
Amen on 3.
Amen on 3.
1, 2, 3. Amen.